guys, my name is Savannah and welcome back to my booktube channel. So today I'm going to be doing my anticipated reads for the spring. Not all of these are ones that I'm super excited for, but they're at least ones I'm interested in. So without further ado, let's get started. First up we have March, and so on the 6th we have a lot of books, so pray for your wallets. But first we have Bloodwater Paint by Joy McCulloch, which is a retelling of the life story of painter Artemisia Gentileschi. This book is told in verse, and also trigger warning for rape, but this book is beautiful and it's going to devastate you and you're going to love it. Then after that there's To Kill a Kingdom by Alexandra Christo. This one's also on the 6th, and as far as I know it's like dark magical mermaids or something like that, so I'm sold. Then we have Restore Me by Tahira Mafi, also on the 6th, and this is the 4th book in the Shatter Me series. And then after that there is Tomi Adeyemi's Children of Blood and Bone, also on the 6th, which is a West African fantasy inspired by the Black Lives Matter movement or something like that. I know there's a girl and her mother's dead and she's being hunted down for her magic, something like that. And then after that we have Sons of Ares, which is the prequel comic to Pierce Brown's Red Rising series, which is one of my favorite series of all time, so I am really pumped for that. And then after that, now we're finally on the 13th. On the 13th we have Obsidio by Jay Kristoff and Amy Kaufman, and this is the 3rd book in the Illuminae files, which is a really popular series I'm sure you guys are all familiar with. But basically it's like told through like a series of like files and documents and that kind of thing, and it's about a spaceship escaping from a destroyed planet. It's really good. And then after that we have Tyler Johnson Was Here by J. Coles, which comes out on the 20th. I honestly am not really sure what this is about, other than the fact that it is own voices. It deals with like activism and racism and that kind of thing, and also the cover is gorgeous and it reminds me of Kehinde Wiley, who is one of my favorite painters of all time. In April, we begin with Grey Sister by Mark Lawrence. This one comes out on the 3rd, and it is the sequel to Red Sister. This book follows a young girl named Nona as she joins, I guess like a convent you could say, but for like magical assassin nuns, if that makes sense. I don't know, it's really good though. Next, there is Ace of Shades by Amanda Foody on the 10th. This is pitched as Spirited Away meets Six of Crows, so sort of like, I don't know, dirty, clever criminals and magic as currency and trouble ensues. And then after that we have Isle of Blood and Stone by Makia Lucier, which is also on the 10th. I think this has something to do with magical pirates maybe, not really sure. Circe by Madeline Miller, it comes out on the 19th. And this follows it's a retelling of the story of Circe, the sea witch from Homer's Odyssey. If you're at all familiar with her work, she's also in Song of Achilles, so if you love Greek mythology and magic, this would probably be for you. This is the UK cover, and so the US edition is different, and I think it comes out a couple days beforehand. Sky in the Deep by Adrienne Young comes out on the 24th, and this is a historical Viking tale. It follows a girl named Elin, and her tribe has been at war with like a neighboring tribe for like generations, and one day when they're in battle she sees the brother that she thought was dead fighting on the enemy's side, so she gets captured and it's a mess. I read this book, I had an ARC, and I enjoyed it quite a bit, and the cover is gorgeous, so of course I'm gonna buy it. The Poppy War by R.F. Kuang comes out on the 30th, and it is a fantastical retelling of the Poppy War that took place in China, and it's told from the perspective of like a young orphan who ends up getting like wrapped up in this whole mess. I don't know, I'm excited. I have an ARC, I'll have to get back to you guys on that one. Then in May we have A Court of Frost and Starlight, which is the 4th book in the A Court of Thorns and Roses series by Sarah J. Maas. This one comes out on the 1st. I don't think I need to talk about this because like we all know. Then Only Human by Sylvain Neuvel comes out on the 10th. This is the UK cover, but it is the 3rd book in the Themsis files, which basically there's like some sort of alien object that's like found on Earth. So all these military personnel come in to investigate, and like Illuminae, it's told through like a series of like files and interviews and transcripts and that kind of thing. It's really interesting. Onyx and Ivory by Mindy Arnett comes out on the 15th. And as far as I know, this is like, there's a girl who's accused of being a traitor and a magical race and a dragon and forbidden magic. I don't know, the cover's pretty and I like it. Queen of Sorrow by Sarah Beth Durst also comes out on the 15th. And this is the third and final book in the Queens of Renthia series, which is one of my favorites of all times. The way I pitch this is that it's Avatar The Last Airbender meets James Cameron's Avatar, but with bloodthirsty spirits. So like if you don't want that, then like what's wrong with you? Then we have Queens of Innisleer by Tessa Gratton, which comes out on the 17th. This is the UK cover. The US edition actually comes out March 20th, but I'm going to wait for the UK because it's gorgeous. And this is a magical retelling of Shakespeare's King Lear, but with 3 women somehow. I'm honestly not sure how that's working. And then Furyborn by Claire Legrand comes out on the 22nd, and anyone who follows me on Twitter knows that I'm fucking crazy about Furyborn. There's 2 queens, there's prophecies, crazy sexual tension, and good fighting, and it's great, and I'm gonna make a video about this sometime, and you should all buy it. After that, we have Lifelike by Jay Kristoff, which comes out on the 29th, and this is a futuristic retelling of Romeo and Juliet, and I know there's a robot involved and some other stuff, and I don't know, I trust Jay Kristoff though. Legendary by Stephanie Garber also comes out on the 29th, and this is the sequel to Carval, except I believe it follows Scarlett's main sister, younger sister, whose name I do not remember at this time. But it's gonna be good. And then we have Vicious by Victoria Schwab, which also comes out on the 29th. This is actually just a reissue of an older book of hers. However, the cover is new and it's going to match the sequel that comes out in September, I think. So I'm excited for that. Last but not least, we have Dark Soul, which comes out May 31st. And this is the sequel to Godblind by Anna Stevens. This is a grimdark, so trigger warning for all things, pretty much. Basically, there's old gods who are in a battle against the new gods, and they use people as like their pawns. And there's like prophecies and torture, and it's delightful. And also awful, but I love it. Thank you guys so much for watching my video. If you check back in the next couple of days, I will be posting my February wrap-up as well as a video about my favorite books of all time. And then one I want to get to this weekend for sure, at least to film it, is going to be villainous love interests and main characters. So if those things interest you, you should stay tuned. Thank you.